What's going on, guys? I'm on a job today. Got to get rid of some driftwood for a guy living out by the lake here. As you can see, I've got the tractor loaded up here. Also got some bags of concrete, as you can see here on the trailer. Currently working with my buddy Joe. He's got his own landscaping company. He does landscaping and tree work, so he's gonna be using the concrete today to fix up a pad that he poured a couple months ago. So we're gonna get this thing unloaded, but before I do, let me show you guys what we're doing today. So this is the house we're gonna be working at. As you'll see in the backyard here, we had a big storm come through, and the water rose so high it pushed a bunch of driftwood up into his lawn here. So you can see here there's a bunch of driftwood. There's a whole string coming this way, and as we work our way back here, it just gets more and more, and the driftwood gets larger and larger. So lots of piles here. As you can see, it all washed up against his house there by the stairs, and all alongside the front of his porch here, you can see all the wood. So I'm going to be using the grapple today to get rid of all this wood. Just going to grab it load by load, and what we're going to be doing with it is I'm going to be driving it over to the bank, and I'll be dumping it off the edge here. The homeowner says that this is what everybody does, is they just dump it back off the edge, because when you look it up, they say that driftwood, because it came from the lake, it should be going back into the lake. Because what happens is it breaks down and decays and turns into nutrients for the lake and the surrounding area. So all this driftwood needs to go back into the lake. That's what the landowner wants to do with it. So once we get all done here, I'm gonna grab my bucket. I've got a couple rakes, some shovels with me. We're gonna rake up the stones. I'll rake up any small stuff I couldn't grab with the grapple, and we'll slowly get this property cleaned back up again. So while I'm doing that, he's gonna be working on this pad over here. So this is the pad he poured a couple months ago. Turned out really nice. He had told the landowner that he needed to put some concrete here on the side so it didn't wash out. And when the storm came through here, the water got underneath it, washed the rock out from underneath the pad. So he's here today with those bags of concrete so that he could pack it up underneath here so that the water doesn't wash this out next time we have a storm. So that's why he's here. And like I said, I'm here to get this driftwood taken care of. So hopefully you guys can hear everything I'm saying. The wind noise is pretty strong up here. But I'm gonna go ahead and jump in the tractor. I'll get it warmed up. It's about, I don't know, 25 degrees out. It's pretty cold today, so I'll let it warm up for a little bit. I'll probably throw one camera on the cab and have the other one on the ground. So let's get in the tractor and we'll get to work. Alrighty guys, well, we've got all the big wood cleaned up, as you guys saw. The Artillian Grapple did a fantastic job taking care of all that big wood. So now, as you can see, all we've got left is some small piles here. So all this small stuff I'll just rake into a big pile, and I'll rake it into the bucket, and we'll just keep throwing it over the edge there. So we've got a bunch of stuff here that I need to rake out. Bring this back, throw it in a pile, we'll pick it up with the bucket. There's a couple little branches and stuff over there, but other than that, this is all looking pretty good now. Cleaned it up pretty good around the house here, around the stairs and the porch. Like I said, I'll rake all this back, get all this fine stuff into a pile, take care of it with the bucket. And then over here where we started, as you can see, I've got a small little pile here still to grab. Clean it up around here. I'll get these raked into a pile, we'll throw them in a bucket, and then we'll dump it over the edge. And then the last thing we got to do here is start raking up some of these rocks. So you can see all the gravel that washed up, all this river rock and whatnot. We'll get all this raked up, but we're going to do that at the end. So Alrighty guys, we've got the tractor all loaded back up again. The Artillian Grapple did an awesome job today. Really glad I brought my bucket as well because, like I said, for all that finer stuff, the smaller branches, stones, all that, the bucket really came in handy for that. I did back drag a little bit in the middle of the lawn where we had a big pile there, so I was glad I had the bucket. The cab kept me nice and warm, that original tractor cab. Was glad about that. So yeah, we got everything loaded up. Joe finished his concrete as well, which I'll show you that when I get back here. He subbed me out for this job, and he plans to sub me out a lot more. Since he's always got work and never has anyone to work for him. So I told him anytime he wants to sub me out, if I'm not busy, I said I don't mind, you know, helping out. So we'll probably work a lot more together in the future. So here's the side of the house here. You can see how nice and cleaned up it is now. This all turned out really nice back here. As you can see, we've got rid of all the stuff alongside the porch here. Cleaned it up alongside the flower beds. Coming over around to the stairs here, you can see it's all cleaned up now. You can actually see the little rock pad he's got here before his staircase. Around the flower bed here, we got it all cleaned up. Back over here by the shed, this is all cleaned up. This is where all them big logs were and all that string of debris that came all the way down, cleared those trees back there. So we cleaned up the edges, cleaned all that up, raked it. So that looks really nice. It's a big difference now. I think he's gonna be really happy. Coming over here, you can see all the stones we got raked up. Did the best we could with it. The only thing that's left now is like seashells and like real fine gravel. You know, after it rains a few times, this will just sink right into the ground anyway, so it's not gonna be a problem. Thankfully, the ground was frozen, so we didn't have to worry about leaving any ruts. But yeah, it turned out really good. Dumped everything back off into the lake there where it belongs. That's where it came from anyway. All that stuff will end up degrading and going back into the environment. Over here, you can see Joe's pad here. Like I said, he did this pad a couple months ago. This is what he did today. This is what the bags of concrete were for. So you can see how he kind of sloped this out with the concrete, packed it up underneath there real tight. That way, if we have another storm again, the water comes up, it's not gonna get underneath this and wash out the gravel from underneath the pad. So it shouldn't be a problem anymore. Like I said, he had told the landowner to do this, and the guy was gonna do it, never got around to it. So when that storm came in, it just ended up washing the rock out. So he packed the rock back in there, resealed it with concrete. Looks really nice. You can see he's got a drain in here as well. So yeah, turned out really nice. I think the guy's gonna be really happy with it. We're gonna go get warmed up and get something to eat and probably relax the rest of the week. I'm actually off, so I got another video to make tomorrow. Hopefully this video will be out first. The next video will be out shortly after that, within, you know, 2, 3, 4 days. So I'm trying to get some videos done. I'm actually on break, so trying to pump some videos out. Hopefully at least get maybe 2 or 3 of them done so I can kind of get caught up on some things. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know you guys always like to see the Kubota working on a job, so I figured I'd take you guys along for this one. Normally I don't do jobs this late in the season, but when something comes up like this, if somebody needs help, I don't mind trailering the tractor over and getting the job done. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, and as always, we'll see you guys in the next one.